here we are in 2021, post mage nerfs. You know, we got kicked down in the dirt, but we're clawing our way back up. It's good. We're getting there. And I'm playing medium gear. Yep, medium gear, that's right. I never thought I would see the day where I would play medium mage, but here we are, December 1st, 2021, and we're in Voidbent. So, the new build is actually not that much different than the old build, right? If you guys have seen a lot of my other build videos, I'm gonna first take a look at the Ice Gauntlet. Nothing has really changed here. A lot of people have been telling me to try Spike. I've played a little bit of Spike. If you want to play Spike instead of Entombed, go for it, but I like the iframe, that immunity that Entombed gives you. So if you want to play Spike, you'd have to drop Entomb. Probably you would want to drop Gathering Storm, Critical Rejuvenation, and then maybe even like Defiant Freeze and Refreshing Frost, and then you could go get Spike, and then you can do some big Spike combos. But I've not been liking that. I've just been liking the same exact build. The only other consideration is to pick Blocking Stamina instead of Quick Frost. And I've been testing this a lot back and forth. I think overall I like Quick Frost better. The nice thing about Blocking Stamina is against a Great Axe user, if you get Vortexed, you can just block, and if they're light attacking you, you're just gonna take no damage, which is awesome. The downside is if you get Vortex and they stun you with the hammer, or you get Vortex and they heavy attack you, you're just gonna get clobbered. So there's pros and cons. Blocking Stamina is also kind of good against a Void Gauntlet that roots you, and you don't have a block, and you're rooted for 2 to 3 seconds. You can just block during the root against the Void Gauntlet. Similar situation though, if they see that you're blocking, they can just heavy you, and then you're out of stamina, and then they can spam lights and you're dead. So I don't know. Overall, I feel like it's not super insane, but it's a consideration. Now, with Fire Staff, this is actually my war build, so let's go ahead and respec it with you guys here. And if you want to pause that, that was my war build from last night. But we're going with Pillar of Fire, Clear Mind. So Singe is actually bugged. It gives you, and this is weird, it gives you minus 10% crit on light attacks. Why does it do that? I don't know. I still pick it anyway though, because Singe gives you a burn, and burn gives you, right here, a fortify. So I'm still picking Singe with Let It Burn. Now, fun fact, Watch It Burn doesn't work at all right now. It just does nothing. Critical hits with Fire Staff abilities inflict burning. It just doesn't work. Hopefully they fix it. It's a great talent. When they fix it, I'll pick it. But since it doesn't work, I haven't really been locking it in. But generally, this would be the spec if it worked. If it, since it doesn't work, you can either go with First Strike, or you can go with Scorched Earth. But hey, I mean that's pretty much the build. Hey, we'll just lock it in for the sake of the video, and hoping they fix Watch It Burn in this next December update. So once again, nothing's changed with the Fire Staff build. A lot of questions about Incinerate. Oh, why don't you go Incin? Incin, I think, is good if you're playing with a Rapier. If you can set up Riposte into Incinerate, it's awesome. The problem with Incinerate is you're going to get destroyed with, since it has no grit. Like if you're using Incin in melee range, you're going to get stunned. They're going to get like 2 to 3 attacks on you, so it's barely going to heal you. Like you're just going to die. It's a net negative. You're going to get owned. If you don't believe me, try it yourself. So yeah, the only time is maybe with a Rapier, but with a Mage, I like this build a lot better. So that's the build. Attributes, I'm so close to 300, 150, but for the sake of the video, especially since there might be under-geared people watching, 250, 150 is really the breakdown that we're looking for here, right? 250, 150. The reason I like 150 is because you get 10% resilient, man. 10% crit to damage taken is insane. To be honest, you could even play 200, 200 if you want to get an increase to armor. 200, 200 might even be a little bit better for duels. It's really good, but I like this build because I can actually pump. I'm closing in on 300 int. So this hybrid 300 150 is kind of a fun way to be able to 1vx because you're still pretty tanky, but you can still burst really hard, like you've seen in some of these clips. So it's really fun to play closer to 300 int. Now, the big difference here between some of my other builds is I crafted Crystalline Curse. This is, you need 200 Arcana. You can craft it. It's not super expensive. But what's nice about Crystalline Curse is it has Refreshing Move, which reduces your active weapon cooldowns by 2.8%. So if you have cooldowns up and you're landing some light attacks during your combo, you're going to be able to get some of those cooldowns back a little bit quicker so you can combo again quicker. I've been finding that very useful with the increase of cooldowns on the Ice Gauntlet. Just as a quick aside, by no means is this video saying like, oh, Ice Gauntlet's fine. It's totally fine the way it is and it doesn't need buff. If you guys saw my last video or 2 videos ago, you know that Ice Gauntlet to me, I think, is like the weakest weapon in the game. I'm doing everything I know how to make it work, and it's okay, but it still feels like it needs some buffs, right? I just want to make that clear. This video isn't just like, oh, it's fine now because we found a way, you know, to make it kind of work. No, this is like, we're holding things together with tape here to make it the best we can, and it's pretty good. It's pretty fun, you know, it's pretty all right, but it's, if we need some buffs here, okay? Let me just make that clear. Next, Unending Thaw, really good because when people exit Ice Storm, you can still heavy them outside of the Ice Storm, right? Even if they leave it for 2 seconds, which is a game changer. And then Enchanted. So what's nice about the Crystalline Curse, it's not best in slot by any means, but what's nice is that it's 600 item level. You get pure int, you get Unending Thaw, so you don't need to worry about getting it on a piece of gear. You get Refreshing Move, which helps with your cooldowns, and you get Enchanted, which is Abyss. So Abyss Ice Gauntlet would be Keen, Enchanted, and Keenly Empowered or Keenly Jagged, right? That would be Abyss. And then if you had a weapon like that, you want Unending Thaw on a piece of gear, right? Which is hard to find, but if you can find it, awesome, right? So that's that. Now with the Fire Staff, you want Keen and Enchanted, right? Keen Enchanted with Keenly Empowered would be Abyss. Keen Enchanted with Keenly Jagged, very good as well, right? Moving on and along, we got the Void Bent Helm, Void Bent Chest. We're playing medium armor, and I'll go over that in a sec, but we're going heavy helm, heavy chest, medium gloves, medium boots, light legs, right? We're going with Resilient on every piece of gear because it makes you tanky AF. If you don't want to make Void Bents good, it's not Biss. It's great, it's not Biss, right? What's good about it? It has Resilient, it's 600 gear score, it's pure con. Nice. Invigorated is not bad either. What's bad? Luck is a wasted stat. It gives you more elemental resist than physical resist. And Invigorated isn't really Biss either. So it's good. It's not perfect. If you want to make Dryad gear, if you're an armor, go for it. If you can find better gear than Void Bent on your realm, go for it. Now for the medium gloves, medium boots, the best is going to be Beast Hunter. With Resilient and Refreshing. If you want Empowering Fireball, if you could get Empowering Fireball on a piece of gear, it'd be amazing. I don't personally have it. Refreshing Evasion, I think is what it's called, is another good perk. I don't have it. Now with the light legs, you want Shadewalker. Mine are okay. Int Con with Resilient, solid, but the Skinning Luck is a wasted perk. Of course, it'd be better with like Refreshing Evasion or Refreshing or Empowering Fireball. You know, yada, yada, yada. So that's the gear. In terms of my jewelry, we have health. We want health on the amulet 100% of the time.
I've been testing.
We want the health on the amulet 100% of the time. And we have the diamond, int con, and slash protection. Slash protection is actually kind of nice because great axe meta, but you know, you really want that health. On the ring, you want keen awareness 100% of the time. The second perk would be really good if I had hardy. Refreshing is pretty good. Yeah, hardy and keen awareness would probably be pretty biz though, but refreshing is kind of nice. And then on the earring, you can go for regenerating or nimble. I prefer regenerating. I like the HP regen. But if you have hardy on the ring and you have nimble on the earring, it is a lot of mobility. It's a lot of iframes, which is nice. But yeah, ill-gotten gain, still going with it. I think you could find a better one if you're on a higher pop realm. So all in all, we're playing with mainly diamonds and onyx in the gear, and our breakdown is looking mainly physical damage resistant / heavy, and then we have less elemental damage. Reason being is you don't fight very many mages. As an aside, Void Gauntlet does count as void damage. Even the sword counts as void damage. I tested it yesterday myself. Some people seem to think it's slash damage. It's not. Or thrust, you know, it's not. It's void damage. So keep that in mind. Also, a lot of musket players are building more elemental damage muskets these days with a conversion gem, which means if you want to go a bit more elemental resist, you can go for it. It depends what you're struggling against. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire build. So now let's get into like the play style differences here with medium. With medium, you can't kite as well with medium as with light, right? Like with light gear, a lot of the times you can just roll and get mad distance on people, right? That's not really gonna happen as much anymore. Just quickly too on the elemental resist, I'm playing lower elemental damage resistance in my gems because Void Bent gives me more elemental resistance itself. So I have 1100 physical armor and 1400 elemental armor, but in terms of my damage resistance, I stacked it the other way, so it balances out a little bit. But yeah, so with medium gear, what you really want to do is you almost play a little bit more like a melee character, right? You can't kite as well. So when someone uses a Warhammer stun on you, your objective is to sidestep it, right? If you didn't know, every time you use your sidestep, your shift ability with medium armor, you become, or with any armor, you become invincible for 1 second. That's called an iframe. So every time a hammer tries to stun you, you have to dodge it with the iframe. So you're playing like really well in close quarters, right? When someone's chasing you down, you're gonna combo them, right? Just like normal, you're gonna go for the heavy, but you're only gonna spam lights after the heavy. So it's one heavy into spamming lights with the combo. You know, you put down the wall, you put down the storm, heavy, lights, right? That's all it is. Now, if someone's on you, you iframe their stuns. If someone's on you, you can then burn out, right? They can't stop the burnout if it's Great Axe Warhammer unless they pull you back. If they with Reap, if they pull you back with Reap, you just burn out again. If they stun you, you iframe, right? So you always have a way out. When you're far and they're chasing you down, you can spam them down with lights, or maybe you land a heavy, then a couple lights, and throw out a fireball. And when they're back to you, you pull out the Ice Gauntlet, and your cooldowns should be pretty close to back up, so you can combo them again, right? That's pretty much the play style. I mean, that's it. That's medium mage. You're playing a little bit more close quarters. Now, I want to give you guys one little final tip at the end of this video. It's pretty cool, and I didn't know this. Some of you guys might know this already, but Ice Gauntlet has a cooldown, or an ability called Refreshing Frost. Reduce the cooldown of all Ice Gauntlet abilities by 20% when casting an ability in a frosted area. Now, you can really take advantage of this to help reduce the crazy cooldown of 30 seconds for Ice Shower, right? So Ice Shower normally is a 30-second cooldown, but if you use an ability in a frosted area, so either an Ice Storm or Ice Shower, Ice Pylon would probably work as well, it reduces the cooldowns. And abilities aren't light and heavies, they're Ice Storm, Ice Shower, and Entombed, right? So look at the cooldowns in the bottom right here. So when I use Ice Shower, it's 30 seconds. But if I stand here and use Storm, it goes down to 17. And if I block, it goes down to 10, right? So you can combo all three, come out, and look, I have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds, and now I can combo again. Boom. That tip should really help a lot of you guys, right? Combo. I don't have my block up for 7 more seconds, but it really helps to combo when you're standing on the Ice Shower when you use Ice Storm. And if you want to really make it the cooldowns reduced, you just ice block in it as well. I've found that to be very, very, very helpful in pulling off 1vx. But that's the build. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're making it work. We're still hoping for some Ice Gauntlet buffs. I think Ice Gauntlet is probably the weakest weapon, but this is the best way I've found to make the Ice Gauntlet work.